Hello, I'm going to take a little bit of time to introduce you to how to navigate this course. I'm going to use the day section because that has more students in it, but it's pretty much the same for the evening section as well for EDCI 3301. First, this will be our page, our course page. When I refer to the course page, this is what it is. And here are the icons on the left-hand side. That's the home, questions you might have, logging off, the e-portfolio, which is an assignment you're going to do later on, but that is where you would get that started. And I'm not sure what's showing on yours and what's not showing on yours, the student view. Up at the top, you see the course. Make sure you're in the right course. And you have you have the course view, which is the view you see now. Then we have the lessons view, which is the view that you will be in most of the time. This is where I have the different weeks and the assignments and drop boxes and so forth. And then resources. These are university resources. I had nothing to do with putting this one together. The report. I think you'll have the report. You won't have the manage. I don't think that's mine, but the report is yours. And one thing you're going to want to do frequently is to go here and choose a report. And the report you're most interested in is the grades. And so you do the grades, and then you look at, I don't want to see your grades, but then you do the report and you want the grades report. Then when you click on that, when you run it, then you will see the grades and my comments. That's the only way you're going to see my comments for the anticipation guides. So it's really important that you frequently run the grade report to see my most recent comments. You might see them here, but not in the Dropbox. Well, back to the course. Notice I have a place here for you for email, to view your messages, to send your messages, and course announcements. You'll see some course announcements there. And for example, there will be a course announcement that will say that I'll be available from 7 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night to answer your emails, to answer your phone calls, to respond to your text messages. That'll be 7 days a week, except when I'm traveling, or I'm in meetings, or I'm teaching a class. I'll let you know what time my other class is. You should know what time the other class is. My day class will be every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 o'clock in the morning, that's early, 8 o'clock in the morning until 9:15. And my evening class will be every Monday and Wednesday from 7 o'clock at night until 8:15 at night. There are always a couple of people during the day class that always want to call me while I'm in my evening class. Remember the time in the days. Course roster, you can look at that and see who your classmates are. You should know them fairly soon. And you're going to see the grades. I have different kinds of grades, different sections or categories. I have exams, lesson plans, anticipation guides, assignments, default, and uncategorized, and there is something in all of those. And what you need to do periodically is just refresh, click on the refresh button, and you will see an update on your grade, on the total number of points. Don't worry about these percentages here. That's not your average grade. Think about points, don't think about grades. Don't think about percentages, because the points are much more important. Navigating, let's go back to the lessons, and you will see that I have course rubrics, and anticipation guide rubric is the most important one, and I'm going to add to that the rubrics for other assignments like the letter to parents, the philosophy, and others. And those are also attached in the instructions for each of the assignments except for the anticipation guides. This is the one you need to be aware of, is the anticipation guide rubric, and I also have an introduction to that on a video like this. Okay, let's go at week 1, and you will see the Edmodo account instructions, SurveyMonkey, YouTube account instructions, and you click on those and you should be able to see them. Let's go to week 2, which is more interesting. You click on there and you see all the assignments, the tasks that are expected, and you'll see things. I have different icons here. Dr. Anderson's Code of Ethics lecture, and you click on that, and that should appear, and then you click on this in the middle there, and the YouTube video should appear, and you should be able to watch it. Now, a lot of you on your computers when you first watch the videos, are not going to be able to see them. You're going to call me, you're going to text me, you're going to be in a big panic. I'm going to say, call me. And when you call me, I will tell you, look up above in your address bar. Go ahead and look up at the address bar as you see here. And you're going to see something like a shield. And you click on that shield. And you always choose load unsafe script. And when you load unsafe script, it's going to take you to the page for the course again. It kicks you out, which is kind of an irritation. I'm using Chrome, by the way, but it acts the same way with Firefox and maybe Internet Explorer. I never ever use Internet Explorer. I use Chrome most of the time, but when Chrome doesn't work for me, then I use Firefox. And I don't know why. I can do some things in Firefox I can't do in Chrome, and I can do some things in Chrome I can't do in Firefox. But I go back and forth between the two, but generally I use Chrome, which I believe has become the most popular web browser. So if you're using Internet Explorer still, you're kind of in the dark ages, you're kind of behind the times. You need to explore some of these new browsers. Go back to week 2, and you will see that when I click on the Code of Ethics lecture, my little shield up in the top is not showing, and there's another little thing where something's crossed out on the HTTPS or something, which means that it's been modified from its original settings. You might have to do that a couple of times, or when you restart your computer, just remember to look for the shield up in the address bar when you can't see a video or something else doesn't want to open. It might be that you have to load the unsafe script. It's not unsafe. It's through Angel. I put it there. It is not unsafe, and you can use it. Okay, back to the lessons for week 2. This is just an example. Code of Ethics examples. You can click in that folder, see those. Another video about the PowerPoint lecture for Chapter 1, my Chapter 1 PowerPoint, Chapter 1 flashcards. And I'm showing you these right now so that you know that if you can't see them on your computer, there's something you have to change. My flashcards are showing up, and you can see these flashcards. These will all be true-false flashcards. These questions will not be on the test, but there are things you need to know that I might ask a question similar to these questions. So the flashcards do work. You might have to look under the window. It might be hidden somewhere below. And so look for those. If you have trouble with that, give me a call. I can try to talk you through it. Back to week 2. There's the PPR Competency 001, and you open up that folder and you'll see a description. You see my very brief, usually 2 to 3 minutes introduction to that competency, and then there will be questions. There'll be quiz questions here that you can practice, or you can look at, you can study, because many of those questions will be on the midterm exam or the final exam. Back to week 2, and you see another video that talks about the Anticipation Guide rubric introduction. This is the only time you'll be able to see that. Then you have Anticipation Guide 1 Dropbox. You click on there, and you should be able to upload or submit your assignment. Do not use Microsoft Works for your anticipation guides and your other assignments. If you're using a Macintosh, try to save them in Word format, Microsoft Word format, and submit them that way. And so just submit it, and you'll be able to see your report afterwards. I will let you know. Don't panic if it looks like you have 30%, 40% that's copied. That might be important. It might not be important. I'll talk about that later. I'll reassure you in class, and you get a feeling for what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. And I'll give you strategies so that you can avoid plagiarism as you do your assignments. There'll be other drop boxes as well, but you submit those, and it'll take me a while to grade those because it's kind of a complicated process grading them in Turnitin. And so you might have to wait 12 hours, maybe even longer, for me to grade them because of my schedule. Okay, so you go through all the different folders like that and back to the directory or the lessons, and you'll see each week we have dates and so forth. And so this is just a brief introduction on how to navigate here and a little bit of troubleshooting. If you have any questions or any troubles, send me a text message, and if I can answer it quickly by text, but I'll usually say, call me. And I'll say, call me when I'm available. For instance, if I'm driving to San Antonio or driving to Arkansas, or who knows where I might be driving. I drive a lot. Um, I might not be able to answer you all the time, but sometimes I can talk to you while I'm driving because I have you'll notice I have this little, I don't have it in my ear, but I have a Bluetooth device in my ear most of the time, and you'll get used to seeing me with that, so I can talk to you while I'm driving hands free, usually on lonely country roads.